3 weeks ago, I manifested something that should have taken 6 months to a year. And when I told people how fast it happened, they literally accused me of lying. Not because they thought I was being dishonest, but because what I described seemed to violate everything they believed about how reality works. And I'm about to reveal why most people are stuck in slow motion manifestation, while a few of us are out here operating at quantum speed. But first, before we get into that, let me tell you what happened that made my friends think that I lost my mind. Okay? So, I've been wanting to work with this particular mentor or coach for over a year now, and this person charges $50,000 for their services. They have a waiting list, and they basically only work with people who are already making a specific amount of money. I previously applied twice before and got rejected both times. Not even a thanks but no thanks email, but just silence. But 3 weeks ago, I tried something different. Instead of applying again and waiting for months for a response, I spent one meditation shifting my frequency to match the version of me who was already working with that coach. Not hoping to work with him, not trying to work with him, but actually being the person who was already in their program. Okay? By that afternoon, and I'm talking the same day, I got a personal email from their team saying they had an unexpected opening and asking if I was still interested. By the end of the week, I was in the program. Now, my speculation is it happened because the universe doesn't have a delivery schedule. Yep, timeless. The only thing creating delay between us and our desires is our manifestation is our relationship with time itself. Okay? Our relationship with time itself. Now, listen up. It's a bit weird, but don't get this twisted. And I used to be the king of, slow and steady wins the race type of manifestation. I was the tortoise in that story. Except the tortoise was also anxious about whether he was going fast enough and constantly checking for signs to see if manifestation was actually making progress. So this is what my slow manifestation phase looked like. I would set intentions, do my meditation, and I would settle in for the long haul like I was preparing for a 6-month hibernation. Okay? 6 months for a new job, a year to double my income, maybe 2 years to find my soulmate. And I thought that's how things work. Okay? That's how long these things took. Like, I was getting results, but don't get me wrong, it was slow as fuck. I'd manifest a few $100s here, a small opportunity here, always feeling like I was making progress, but at this slow pace that needed endless patience and trusting the process. You know what I'm talking about, right? Meanwhile, you hear these wild stories about people manifesting their dream life in weeks. I roll my eyes thinking, yeah, sure. What's the real story here? What aren't they telling us? Did they sell their soul? Are they lying? Are they just really good at Photoshop? Do they have good copywriters? Because in my world, manifestation was this gradual, linear process that required months of consistent work before we actually saw any real results. And I had convinced myself that anything faster was either fake, unsustainable, or they sold their soul. You know what I mean? We always hear about people selling their souls in the Hollywood industry and stuff. But I had this breaking point where I realized I had been working on the same 3 goals for over 2 years. 2 fucking years. I had vision boards that were starting to look vintage. I could recite these affirmations in my sleep. I had done so much inner work, but nothing was changing fast. And I remember looking at one of my journals one day and seeing the same goals written over and over again, month after month. And I wondered, why the heck is my life not changing? That's when I realized I wasn't manifesting slowly because that's how the universe works. I was manifesting slowly because, listen to this, because I believed that's how it had to work. I had unconsciously bought into this idea that good things take time. You have to earn your manifestation through suffering and patience. But let me ask you, okay, pay attention. What if that's complete bullshit? What if the only reason manifestation takes time is because we've been programmed to believe it should take time? Listen carefully. Every time you ask, or we ask, when will it happen? Or how long will this take? We are broadcasting the frequency of separation from our desire. Really think about that. When you are living in your dream house, Do you ask when you'll live in your dream house? When you are in that loving relationship, do you wonder when you'll find love? Of course not. The question itself implies that you don't have it yet. And so the quantum field doesn't operate in linear time. It responds to our energetic signature in the eternal present moment or the generous present moment. Time is a 3D construct that we use to organize our human experience, but consciousness exists outside of time. That is like asking Siri what time it is on the internet. The internet doesn't have a time, bro. It just exists. Well, same with the quantum field. It's not sitting there with a calendar marking off days until your manifestation is ready. Don't get me wrong, I used to have this habit of checking my bank account every morning and calculating how long it would take to reach my financial goals at my current rate of income. Okay, if I make $20,000 this month, it will take me X, and I want to make $50,000 a month. I can really realistically increase by 20% each month. Then it'll take me. I was literally programming delay into my reality. I was limiting my own reality. But here's what changed everything. I started asking different questions. Instead of when will I make $50,000 a month, I started asking, listen to this, what would I be doing right now if I already made $50,000 a month? Because the version of you that has your desired reality isn't waiting for it to happen. They're not checking for timelines or calculating probabilities. They're just being themselves, making decisions from that reality, feeling the emotions of that reality. And when we stop waiting for our manifestations and start being it, keyword being it, we collapse the illusion of time and allow instant materialization. We're not trying to get somewhere. We are already there. We're just allowing our external reality to catch up to our internal frequency. And I remember this moment where this all clicked for me. I was in meditation, and instead of visualizing my future success, I started feeling into the present moment as if I was already successful. Not I will be successful, but I am successful right now in this moment. It's just a choice. It's just a choice. Okay? And something shifted. It was a knowing, a cellular recognition that success wasn't something I needed to achieve. It was something I already was. That afternoon, I got 3 client inquiries. 1 reached out via Instagram, which I don't even use, and 2 through email. Oh, by the way, this reminds me of my client Micah. Okay, she's an actress in LA. She had been auditioning for months without booking anything significant, and she was stuck in this pattern of when will I book that big breakthrough. She was thinking like that. Now, when we caught that pattern, I had to do something that seemed crazy at the time. Okay, instead of preparing for auditions like someone hoping to book a job, I had her prepare like someone who was already a working actress. So what did she do? She started showing up in auditions with the energy of someone who belonged there, not someone who was trying to prove they would belong there. Okay? She called me after one meditation session and she said, I feel like I'm already booked for something, but I don't know what it is yet. And that next day, she got a call from a standalone role from a major actress in a filming shoot in San Francisco. She hadn't even auditioned for it. I think they found her through some agent. And they said she was the perfect for the role. Now, the difference wasn't in her acting ability or her resume. The difference was in her frequency. She stopped trying to become a working actress and started being a working actress. And reality reorganized itself to match that frequency, to match that decision she made. Now here's what's going to mess with your head. What you are experiencing right now is the result of thoughts and emotions we had days, weeks, months, or years ago. Our current reality is like watching a movie that was filmed in the past. We're not seeing what's happening right now. We are seeing the result of what happened then, due to our frequency. Now listen to this. Most people try to change the external world while maintaining the same internal frequency, which is like trying to change a TV channel by rearranging the furniture. But when you shift your frequency first, external reality has no choice but to reorganize itself to match. But there is a lag time. It is what I call reality buffer. When we shift internally and when we see it externally. Now this used to drive me insane, okay? I do all this inner work stuff, shift my frequency, feel amazing, then I would look around to see the same old reality, same old bank account, same old relationship status, same problems. And I'd be like, what the hell? I thought I changed. That is like updating your profile picture on social media, but getting mad that people are still commenting on your old posts. The new picture is there, but people are still responding to the old content. But here's what I learned. The moment we truly shift your frequency, or you truly shift your frequency, your new reality is already created in the quantum field. Life instantly starts reorganizing around that frequency instantly. It's just making its way through the reality buffer to our 3D experience. Okay, listen to this. Think of the quantum field like Netflix. Everything already exists in Netflix. Every movie, every show, documentaries. Your desired reality isn't something that needs to be created. It already exists in the field of infinite potentials. You feel me? We're not manifesting new things. We are selecting which reality to experience, just like choosing something to watch on Netflix. The faster you can embody that frequency of your desired reality, the faster you stream it into your 3D experience. I had this massive breakthrough before. I was trying to manifest a specific income level for my business, and I kept getting annoyed because it was taking too long. But I was meditating, I was mentally rehearsing, but the money wasn't showing up fast enough. Then I realized I was approaching it all wrong. I wasn't trying to create money. Money already exists. I wasn't trying to create opportunities. Opportunities already exist. I was trying to align my frequency with the reality where I had already had access to these things. That's it. Simply choose that reality. So I stopped trying to manifest money and started being the person who already had money. I stopped trying to create opportunities and started being the person who naturally attracted opportunities. I was broadcasting successful business owner instead of person trying to become a successful business owner. See the subtle differences? It's not even subtle, it's a huge difference there. Because the universe responds to what we are broadcasting, aka our frequency, not what we want. When we want something, we are broadcasting lack. When you are something, when you are being, you're broadcasting from infiniteness, abundance. And the universe always matches what we are broadcasting. I used to wake up every morning and immediately check my phone. Whether it's Instagram, emails for new opportunities, new clients, new money. I was constantly looking for evidence that if my manifestations were working. But that checking energy was actually pushing my manifestations away. It's like being on a first date and constantly asking, baby, do you like me? Are we going to have a second date? Are you going to marry me? That desperation energy kills the attraction. When I stopped checking and started knowing I was doing it correctly. When I stopped looking for manifestations or for my evidence of my manifestations and started living from that energy, everything accelerated. Which brings me to the biggest manifestation killer that nobody talks about. Checking for results is energetic sabotage. The moment you look for evidence of your manifestation, you're telling the universe you don't believe it's already done. Like planting a seed and digging it every single day to see if it's growing. When we are truly aligned with our desired reality, we stop checking because we are already living from that frequency. We don't need external validation for what we already know is ours. And I used to be the worst at this. I do my meditation practice, feel amazing, and spend the rest of my day looking for signs that it was working. Checking my email every hour, analyzing every interaction for hidden meaning. What did they just say? I saw a symbol of that. I was looking for clues that the universe was responding to my request. I saw a red car today. Red represents passion. And I'm trying to manifest a passionate relationship. That's gotta be a fucking sign. How pathetic is that? The worst part was when I didn't see immediate results. I started to doubt everything. Okay? Oh, maybe I'm not doing it right. Maybe I need to do a different technique. Oh, this is the worst one. Maybe I just need to be more worthy. What a load of bullshit. By the way, we've all been sold a lie that we need to become worthy of what we want. According to who? We need to be worthy? And how do we know when we are worthy? Is it like 50%, 51% worthy? Or is 49% okay? You see the flaw in this? But here's what changed everything. I realized that checking for results was actually creating the delay. Okay? It's like being in a relationship and constantly asking your partner if they love you. The question itself implies doubt, and doubt creates distance. The more you ask, the more you push away of what you're trying to attract. And the transformation happened when I decided to live as if my manifestations had already happened, regardless of what my external reality was presenting to me. Stop checking my bank account obsessively, start checking my emails obsessively, stop analyzing interactions for hidden opportunities, stop looking for signs and synchronicities, and started being the sign. I basically went on a manifestation diet, no checking allowed. And let me tell you, this was harder than giving up sugar. I had withdrawal symptoms. I'd reach my phone and I'd have to physically stop myself. But within a week of stopping the checking behavior, things started moving faster than they ever had before. There is science to this, and this is where it gets really interesting. So pay attention. Our nervous system is either creating or destroying our reality. Most people don't even realize which mode they're in. When we are in survival mode, stress, anxiety, doubt, struggle, efforting, our body is literally designed to focus on problems and threats, okay? To focus on the problems and threats in our lives. Our brain goes into high beta brainwaves. Our heart rhythm becomes chaotic. And we are actually broadcasting danger. But when you regulate your nervous system into coherence, we access creative states where miracles become normal. Our heart's electromagnetic field is stronger than our brain. But when they are in harmony, you become a powerful reality creation machine. I used to think I was doing everything right with my manifestation practice, but I was doing it all from a stressed out state. Waking up anxious about my goals, meditate while worried about time. I would visualize while stressed out about my results. I learned to regulate my nervous system first before doing any manifestation work. And I started with simple coherent breathing, okay? Trying to get my body deeply relaxed just by breathing, getting my heart and brain synchronized. The key is to focus on relaxation, not the counting of the breath. Here's the wild part. The moment my nervous system shifted into coherence, I could feel the difference in my manifestation power. Like switching from dial-up internet into Starlink or fiber optic. Same information, completely different speed. I remember this one morning. I was stressed out about a decision I made for my business. Instead of jumping into meditation while anxious, I spent 10 minutes just breathing in and getting into coherence. By the time I started my actual manifestation practice, I felt completely different. I felt calm, centered, powerful. And that day, listen to this, I received clarity on the decision plus an unexpected opportunity that made the decision irrelevant. But the hardest part was learning to recognize when I was in survival mode versus creation mode. Survival mode feels urgent, rushing, desperation. Creation mode feels spacious, timeless, certain. Most people are trying to manifest from survival mode and wondering why it's not working. Like trying to plant a garden or trying to plant a seed during a fire. Sorry, the conditions aren't right for creation. But when we are in coherence, when our heart and brain are synchronized, you are literally in the primal state or optimal state for reality creation. Our electromagnetic field becomes coherent, and coherent energy creates coherent results. The moment I mastered this, the moment I shifted from survival to creation at will, everything accelerated. I wasn't just manifesting faster, I was manifesting from a completely different level of power. But there's a paradox to this. It's going to sound completely backwards, so listen carefully. The moment we stop trying, everything flows. When we're trying to make something happen, we are operating from the frequency of lack, need to get something we don't have. But true manifestation happens when we surrender the how and when and simply become the frequency of our desire. Like trying to fall asleep. The harder we try to fall asleep, the more awake we become. But the moment you stop trying and just relax, sleep happens naturally. Now, this isn't giving up. It's giving in to the intelligence of the universe that knows exactly how to deliver your reality. And if you're trying to micromanage it, looking for the how and when, you're literally admitting, I'm more powerful than the universe itself, that infinite intelligence itself. You provide the frequency, the universe provides the pathway. As simple as that. This was the hardest lesson for me to learn because I'm naturally a control freak. Well, old me was. I want to know the plan, the timeline, the exact steps. I wanted to understand the whole entire process. The more I tried to control how my manifestation showed up, the more resistance I created. And the shift happened when I realized that my job wasn't to figure out how my manifestations would happen. My job was to become the person they would happen to. So I stopped trying to manifest specific outcomes and started embodying specific frequencies. Instead of trying to manifest $10,000, I embodied the frequency of overflow. Instead of manifesting a relationship, I embodied the frequency of loving myself. Now here's what's crazy. When you embody the frequency instead of chasing the outcome, the universe has infinite ways to deliver what you're asking for. We are not limiting it to our small human perspective of how things would happen. Now, that coach, that mentor I mentioned at the beginning, I've been trying to get into their program for over a year, applying through normal ways. But when I shifted to embodying the frequency of someone who was already working with them, well, a completely different pathway opened up. I wasn't trying to get into their program anymore. I was being the person who belonged in their program. And the universe found a way to match that frequency that I could have never planned or predicted for. This is why rapid manifestation feels illegal. Listen to this. Because it bypasses all the logical, linear steps we are thinking are necessary. Okay, I did that for a specific reason. Get out of your head. When you're operating from pure frequency, reality reorganizes itself in ways that seem to defy the laws of physics. But it's not illegal. It's not illegal. It's just how the universe works when you stop interfering it with our own limitations. Now look, if you've been stuck in slow motion manifestation like a tortoise, if you believe that good things take time and you need to earn your desires through suffering and patience, you can continue to do that. That is respecting your free will. But I want you to know, that's not how the universe works. We've just been brainwashed to believe it works like that way. The universe doesn't have a delivery schedule. Time is a 3D construct that we use to organize our human experience, but consciousness, and therefore manifestation, exists outside of time. When you understand that reality is just frozen consciousness, when you learn to shift your frequency instead of waiting for time to pass, when you stop checking for results and start being the results, that's when rapid reality creation becomes your new normal. A couple of years ago, I was trapped in the slow manifestation matrix, that paradigm, believing that anything good required months, years of patience, waiting. Today, I create new realities so fast, it sometimes surprises even me. Well, it's not me creating, it's the infinite that is creating through me. The version of you that has already everything you desire already exists in the quantum field. We're not trying to create it. We are collapsing it into our current reality by matching its frequency. And if you want to learn the exact process I use to collapse time and create rapid transformations, check out my identity frequency mapping system. Link is in the description below. But remember, your desired reality isn't coming. It's already here. The question is, are you ready to stop waiting and start being?